People, so the Ooni sisters have come out to tell him one or two things that seems very vital. Yes, because right now, as this whole matter in the palace keep progressing, you come to a point of realization that Ooni's wives, they don't calculate before they do whatsoever it is that comes to their mind, and this their lack of calculation have caused them a lot of setback. Yes, it has caused them so many setback. And if you ask them, they are apparently fighting for what they feel is right. They are fighting for their freedom. They are fighting for whatsoever it is that they feel or they perceive it is a right thing to fight for. So right now, the matter on ground is what from the news that is reaching us. Although Naomi is pregnant for the Oni again. Yes, Naomi is pregnant and she will be having another child. And the Oni sisters have jubilated with the Oni and they have come into the palace to tell him that every other Olori should live with nothing. And you know that before now, the Oni was beginning to reconsider because most of them are not signing divorce papers because they feel they are entitled to one or two things, and that was why Miriam had the audacity to take on this money from him. Yes, that was why Miriam had that audacity to do that, to take that money, feeling or the sense of entitlement that yes, she deserves it, she's supposed to have it. So that's why she took the money. Only kept on saying, return the money. You know, at some point, some persons were even telling the owner that involve the authorities. The authorities can suck your money out of Miriam. But you know, Oni is one person who, no matter what happens, he will not drag this woman. No matter how bad you think the situation is getting, it is not Oni. Oni would never ever hold these women by their neck and begin dragging them. No, it is not him. So right now, the matter on ground is this. The Oni sisters, whom used to be obedient to Miriam, Ronke, collecting this, that, and scattering the ground for them because all the support these women got came from his sisters. And right now, they have all of a sudden turned their back on these good people who used to do all of these things for them, and it it is indeed the other way around now. The only sisters don't even want to have any single thing to do with Miriam. They don't want them in the palace, like nothing completely. And it is beginning to be so alarming. It is beginning to be so alarming how fast time changes, because before now we used to hear how Miriam controlled the Ooni sisters. There was a point to which the Ooni sisters even had to come and beg their brother because Miriam completely had them under her control, and they lost it. They lost it totally. They lost it. They were lost in a grief them themselves could not even know any single thing about. That's how bad that matter got. And as it is right now, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, or no matter how bad you think this situation gets, there is nothing you can do about it because the Oni came to a point of saying that live your life. When you are ready for repentance, you will come back and your brother, I'll be here waiting for you. That was the point to which the situation got between the Oni and his sisters. And he said that I have no concern with you people. Live your life. Whenever you decide, I am here, your brother, I am waiting for your repentance. That was the same thing between the elders now, down to a point that the women of Ilefe began to have an opinion more than the elders, because you know that any single thing that happens, they only discusses with the elders before the women of Ile-Ife even comes into the picture. But in this case, because they were mingling with people they should not mingle with, they were beginning to entangle with people they should not entangle with. So it became a thing that the Oni himself could not even take it from them any longer. He just kept quiet, allowed them do their thing. So if there is a case, if they are not discussing with the men in council, they are not discussing with the prominent men, then it is the women of relief. That's how far it went with the elders. So right now, these same persons have come out to counter Miriam, Ronke, and every other Olori, excluding Olori Naomi. They have come out to counter them now. And this countering is very, very strong. It is strong because for One's sisters to tell him that all of these Olori should live with nothing. That's to tell you how much grief have exist within this woman. Because technically speaking, one might say that it's nothing, it's nothing. Yes, it's nothing, but it is something at the same time. Yes, it is something at the same time. Because in as much as you might see that this matter is just a small thing, it is not a small thing. These women have caused chaos. They have caused a lot of things. And if you yourself you want to judge right from all that is happening, are they doing the right thing? No. Everybody, in fact, look at when they want to drag Naomi, they will bring everybody in Naomi's life into the matter. They will drag everyone, whether you know the matter or you don't know the matter. It is none of their concern. Their own concern is to what? Is to drag you. And none of these things does not make sense. Neither do they add up. They don't make sense at all. So right now, the whole situation have gotten to a point that everybody has given up on them. You see all those times we used to say that the Ooni really wanted these women to change. Yes, he wanted them to, but when they don't change, then what will you do? Yes, when they don't change, then what will you do? Will you start fighting up and down? Will you start? No, you can't. Because this has to be entirely their decision. This has to be what they want for themselves. This has to be something that they would decide by themselves. Listen, change is something that occurs in someone's life. Change is not something that another person will come and inject in another person's life. This is what the Ooni was hoping of his wives, but they refused. That no, we are not the set of persons you can hope that we just change like that. We are not the people that can change like that. So they kept on doing what they want to do. They kept on pushing the way they wanted to push. And today, where are we? They are all living the. In fact, they have even left the palace and all of those things. So my people, at the end of the day, when you get married to a man, get married to a man that is worthy of you listening to, because that is what the women of this Oloris are telling us. Because it's not the man they were worthy of listening to. Only didn't become that man that is worthy of them to listen to. So he became the kind of person that they can easily overlook whatsoever he has to say to them. And today it has caused them so much pain than happiness. Yes, it has caused them so much pain than happiness. And if you want to look at it categorically, you would understand that in as much as these things get bad, these women lost focus. Yes, they lost focus. They lost exactly what was their goal in the palace. People like Olivia Aderonka will tell you that it's because I love the Ooni and I love the culture, I love tradition, but beyond that, what else? Is it fighting Naomi that becomes your calling? Is it fighting Olori Naomi that becomes the ultimate goal? All of these things entail, and it entails a lot. So my people, right now, they see this matter like so. The only sisters are not taking shit from anybody. They are not taking it from anybody. And as long as this whole matter keeps progressing, and as long as it continues, there will always be an end to it. But this end, will favor these women. That is what we all know. This end will not favor them in any way at all, because they have lost it. Yes, them themselves, they don't lose them.